Okay, I just accidentally, I think, shut off the video. I was in the middle of a monologue about a meeting I had at Station 11 with the lieutenant and also a detective. It is Sunday, the 21st of May, 2017. I'm in the middle of my alternative spiritual practice of protesting against Unitarian Universalist injustices, abuses, and hypocrisy. And today we're talking about a lot of the police interventions that I've had. I'd been planning to do so anyway because it's been more than a year since there's been any, or it had been more than a year since there'd been any police intervention, but there actually was one this morning. It actually went very well. It was very polite and professional. I'd even say friendly. So nothing to complain about. But as I said, I'd already been planning to talk about police interventions, but the polite and professional, and I'd say even friendly police intervention that happened this morning just underlined that. So anyway, getting back to what happened in 2010, as a result of complaining about unprofessional and even harassing behavior on a part of a couple of dumbass rookies who, threatened me with going to jail and this and that, after arresting me for unpaid tickets, I complained to Station 12. A meeting was arranged with the lieutenant, and I actually tried to get the lieutenant to call in the community relations team, because I've always, this wasn't the first time I've sought community relations intervention. I thought, basically you just get the community relations people to go into the church and say, look, this guy has a right to protest, and if you want him to stop protesting, well, you got to deal with the issues he's protesting against. You can't keep calling us to have him charged with crimes or giving tickets or this, that, and the other thing. You got to deal with the issues, and that could have and should have been done a long time ago, as far as I'm concerned. But so anyway, I told the lieutenant, I think you should have your community relations team involved in this. And he said, no, that's not happening. There's going to be a detective. So the minute he said there's going to be a detective, I knew that, this might not go quite as well as I'd hoped, kind of thing. So we have the meeting. I'm sitting facing the desk of the lieutenant. To my right is a sergeant detective, SPVM detective. And so the lieutenant, briefly asked me, about what happened with the cops who arrested me. And so I explained what happened. And I explained how, they had said that, I was going to be arrested, on criminal charges and go to jail, blah, blah, blah. And when I said that, the detective who was to my right cut in and in a loud, aggressive voice says, I'm going to arrest you. It's very much like I'm going to arrest you. And this time there's going to be a psychiatric assessment or a psychological assessment. So he didn't just say he was going to arrest me. He said that there'd also be a psychological assessment. I'm trying to remember his exact words. But essentially that's what it was. It was like either psychological assessment or psychiatric assessment, or words meaning exactly the same thing. So I'd be arrested and I'd have a psychological assessment. So I said to the guy, I said, so you're suggesting that I'm mentally ill? And he comes back and says, you are mentally ill. And I said, oh, really? If I'm mentally ill, what mental illness am I suffering from? And he comes back with, well, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not in a position to diagnose, kind of thing, I said, well, if you're not in a position to diagnose, you're not in a position to say I'm suffering from a mental illness. Anyway, as a result of that intimidation and harassment, which was on top of the, it actually made the intimidation and harassment of the two rookie dumbasses pale in comparison. Here's this sergeant detective, 50-something, if not 60-something guy, being quite aggressive, saying he's going to arrest me if I don't end my protest. So anyway, I decided to, well, actually, I didn't decide to file a police